Hi, I'm Joseph Kateri, an idiot who bought a VR headset. So I am a pretty broke student, and I obviously live with my parents, so I don't exactly have the best finances. Now, I have a pretty decent PC, but I realized that if I really want to be on the cutting edge, then I would want a VR headset. Now, at first glance, as a broke student, that might not seem like a good idea. But I researched into it and I managed to convince my parents to let me buy a headset, and through that I realized that there's a lot of just myths and misconceptions out there about VR, and now that I've owned my headset for over a year now, I can finally debunk some of those myths. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe as I make a lot of VR content. Alright, let me preface this by saying I am aware that Thrillseeker made 2 videos like this, and they're pretty much what blew him up. The only reason that I'm making this video, I'm not trying to copy, well I'm gonna admit I'm copying him, but I wanted to specifically make this because his video was made in 2019, which was 2 years ago. And obviously a lot of VR headsets have come out since then, and some of the misconceptions may have changed a little bit, so this is more of an updated version. Alright, so the absolute biggest one that I hear constantly, I hear all the time, even some of my friends I asked over Discord just yesterday why they would never buy a VR headset, and they said because it's too expensive. Now look, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of VR headsets, they can go into the thousands. The Valve Index, that thing is crazy expensive. There are even Russian headsets out there that are like triple the price at least. They go into the thousands upon thousands. That's excessive. That's like trying to buy a Ferrari as your first car. It doesn't make sense. And obviously there are a lot of accessories out there that jump the price up, like those standing treadmills that are omnidirectional like you saw in Ready Player One. But again, those are accessories. Those are the high end. You don't need any of that if you are just getting into VR. The only piece of VR equipment I own is my headset itself and this silicone cover for it. That's it. And I've used it for over a year now, and it's been great. Now, I have the original Oculus Quest. This is the base model with 64 gigs of storage, and I got it for $399 plus tax. Since then, the headsets have actually gotten cheaper. $399 is already a great price, but it's gotten even cheaper with its predecessor. Wait, is it predecessor? A person who held a job or office before the current holder. No, successor. That's what I was thinking of. I have the Oculus Quest, and its successor is the Oculus Quest 2, and that's actually cheaper. It starts at $299. That is crazy cheap. I know that 300 bucks sounds like a lot to drop on a piece of random technology, but think about this. The phone that I'm recording to use this is the 12 Pro Max. That costed $1,300. The Oculus Quest 2 is 4 times less in price than my phone. Hell, even the phone you're using is probably double the price of the Oculus Quest 2. Fuck, even your grandma's phone is probably more expensive than the Oculus Quest 2. 300 bucks is a lot of money, right? Especially to students. But compared to something like your phone, which you use every day, I can guarantee that you're gonna get a similar, maybe a little bit less, but similar amount of satisfaction from a VR headset. And look, maybe you just really don't have 300 bucks, you pay your phone monthly, something like that, you have rent, you have other bills, student loans. Well, there's other VR options still. There are plenty of phone VR options. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? That sounds tacky. Who would want to use their phone for VR? That sounds so just like, it sounds cheesy, you know? It sounds fake. But there are plenty of good phone VR experiences. Google Cardboard is only $10 for the base model. Obviously, it's a piece of cardboard with lenses inside of them, but it does its purpose. You can get apps specific for phone VR. Some of my favorites is Within VR, which gives cinematic experiences. There are hundreds of different experiences to choose from. Some are like going through space, some is going through a safari. Another is YouTube VR. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that are meant for VR. And yeah, you might not be able to, you know, fucking shoot someone in it, but it still gives you a great experience and an entry foot into VR to see if you would want to commit $300 to the Quest 2. Now again, the Quest 2 is just a VR headset that's cheap that I personally like. I don't have it on hand, but I have used some of my friends' VR headsets that are Quest 2s, and I personally own the Quest 1. Some other alternatives is the HTC Vive, the Rift S, or even the Quest 1 like I have. If you want to get into the more expensive ranges, there's something like the one by HP, and there is obviously the super high end that isn't going into like Russian levels, the Valve Index. Alright, back to the apps. The last one I have is called VR Space. You can travel to different planets, stars, space stations. It's just an all-around amazing space app that lets you be in VR and lets you see the galaxy around you. It's really cool and I highly recommend it. And all of the apps are free. Now, the second thing I hear a lot is, I don't have a good PC. There's no graphics cards out there. I'm not gonna be able to play VR even if I got the headset. I have a fucking HP pre-built from 2011. I can't do anything. I can't buy a graphics card. Well, newsflash, you don't need a computer. The Oculus Quest and Quest 2 don't need computers at all. They are completely standalone devices as well as phone VR. Now, I know I'm shelling the Oculus Quest and Quest 2, but they truly are the best entry-level headsets that get people's foot into the door of VR. And even if you do have a PC, you just don't think it's good enough, you're like, oh, I only have a GTX 1660 Super. That's good, but it's not VR level. Well, yes it is. Half-Life Alyx, the most popular game to ever exist on VR. All you need is a Ryzen 5 1600 and a GTX 1060. Now, that isn't much. Now, like I said previously, you don't need a 1650 to play Half-Life Alyx. You need a 1060. A 1060 came out, what, 4 years ago, something like that? You don't need a crazy PC to run VR. Now, yes, I am listing off the minimum required, and you are gonna have to bump down the settings in order to play these VR games, but you can still play them. Another popular game which I personally have played and love, Superhot VR. You need an i5 4590, not even the unlocked version, and a GTX 970. A GTX 970 is literally like 6 years old at least. My very first computer that I ever built had a GTX 960, and I was like 9 when I built that. And also, if you're having trouble finding GPUs, you can always just download bots to do it for you. For example, this Fairgame bot. It is a bot that automatically buys a GPU for you on Amazon, and I highly recommend it. I've used it to buy 2, one for me and one for my brother. Do not abuse it or I will smack you. Alright, now the third thing that I hear constantly is that it's so uncomfortable, it's gonna hurt your neck, you're gonna get all sweaty, you're gonna get acne, and honestly, yeah, some of that's true. I'm not even gonna cap. Some of that's true. However, there are ways to increase the level of comfort while playing VR. One of these is getting VR cables that attach to your ceiling. They're super cheap, like 20 bucks on Amazon. Another thing I personally use every single day is these VR covers. I think that they are one of the must-haves for VR headsets. So something with VR headsets that people don't know is that there's actually a slight gap right below the nose that lets light in, and you can actually like almost see your feet through it, and that kind of breaks the immersion. Having this cover almost completely eliminates that gap, and also it just helps regarding sanitizing it, because only your silicone cover will end up getting dirty or sweaty or whatever, and you just maybe use a baby wipe or something to wipe it down. That way you don't get acne, your face is good, your headset's clean, it's all good. That is especially useful if you have multiple people or friends or family, whoever, that use your headset along with you. Now, another thing people don't like a lot is the cable. If you're not interested in attaching VR hooks to your ceiling, then feel free to get just longer cables in general. I actually bought a 26-foot cable originally, but that was actually way too big for my room. So now I just have a 16-foot cable, and I've never had any trouble with it at all. Now finally, for comfort, since a lot of people complain about neck pain, the reason is because the VR headset is very front heavy, so when you put it on, you tend to lean forward, hurts the back of your neck. A good way to counter this is having a counterweight. A lot of people attach like a 10,000 milliamp power bank to it. They attach it to the back where your nape is, and it acts as a counterweight that actually helps distribute the weight of the headset and doesn't make you lean forward as much. Alright, on to the next one. This is actually one that my mom was really worried about. She was worried that I would accidentally break things in my room or the living room or wherever. Now, to this very day, over a year later, I have never broken a single thing playing VR. And that is because they have this cool system called the Guardian for Oculus. What it is basically a virtual barrier that when you get near it, it starts flashing blue or red, signifying that you are getting close to an object. When I'm playing VR in my room, it will occasionally accidentally activate when I'm too close to my microphone or chair, and I'm very close to hitting my hand, but then the barrier pops up telling me that there is an object in the way. Now, this isn't exclusive to Oculus. There is the chaperone system for Steam and HTC. They effectively do the same thing with sensors around the room you place. You can also double tap the headset and it will actually activate the cameras so that you can clearly see your surroundings in black and white. So if someone walks in or you need to do something quickly, you're not completely blind. You can also get something, if you have the money that is, get something called a VR treadmill. One of my friends actually owns one of these and it is the coolest thing in the world. This obviously makes it so you can't get off the treadmill and you don't accidentally hit things outside of the treadmill. But again, it is the most expensive solution to this problem, and definitely not the only solution. So another big issue, especially for students who are in dorms, is they just don't have enough space for it. Now that's actually a pretty good argument, admittedly. That's what I thought for a long time. However, there are some ways to get around it. So for Oculus, you actually only need 6.5 feet by 6.5 feet of space. Alright, and let's say you don't have 6.5 feet of space. Alright, that's fine. The HTC Vive only needs 5 feet of space. And let's say you don't even have 5 feet. You literally can only move your arms. Well, that's fine too, because there are plenty of VR games where you don't even need to move your feet. You just need to move your arms. Beat Saber is an example. Pavlov is an example. In fact, almost every VR game has some type of motion control joystick where you don't have to move a muscle except for turning your physical body and your arms. Now, if you really can't even do that, there is a stationary mode as well. I'm not sure if this is on other headsets, but I know for a fact this is on the Oculus Quest and Quest 2, but you can sit down and play VR games. Now, admittedly, I think it might not be the best experience. However, for games such as VR chat, I think that'd be perfectly fine. Now, the last point I'm going to make in this video is a lot of people are worried, especially parents, that their kid will get addicted to VR and not want to interact with the real world. And my response to that is, yeah, but anything can get you addicted. You can get addicted to literally anything. Your mom playing Candy Crush and your dad drinking White Claws probably has the same level of addiction as you playing VR. VR and regular video games and almost anything can be used as a form of escape. Now there's two ways to view it. Why would someone want to escape, and is the escape benefiting them? Usually, yeah, the escape's benefiting them. I played video games growing up constantly to escape, and I don't regret a second of it. If parents are really so afraid of their kid getting addicted to this type of stuff, they have to wonder why would their kid want to escape from the real world anyways. And honestly, the headset isn't even designed to be played super long term. The battery on my Quest is a few hours at best. The controllers die every so often. It's not made to be played long term. Anyways, I kind of ranted on that part. I think that when used correctly, VR can be an amazing teaching tool, entertainment tool, all around amazing device. So hopefully I covered the majority of major topics as to why there's a lot of myths and speculation regarding VR. I think I covered the major ones: too expensive, need a PC, uncomfortable, breaking things, don't have enough space, and addiction. If there's any more that you want me to cover, I can make a part 2 of this, but I think I covered the majority of it. Now, if you liked my content, I make a ton of VR content, so make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell so you know when I upload. I also put notifications of when I upload on Discord, which is down below. In addition to my Discord, you can find my Instagram, TikTok, recording equipment, and any music I might have used in this video. Oh, also Fairgame, the GPU bot, that's also going to be in the description. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, join my Discord, and have a nice day.